welcome to Politics on the Wheel with Jay. And on this fateful evening, morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching, I bring to you earlier about the presidential petition tribunal, where the case has been officially closed. What we are waiting for now is to announce the date of judgment, and here we go. Who becomes the president of Nigeria going forward? Are we going to be still having President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to pilot the affairs of Nigeria for the next 4 years, or we'll be having a rerun, or better still, having another person who will be declared as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? And we're going to be heading to the Supreme Court if the the appeal court, take a decision to any way, So now, these are the permutation of what is going on around, Nigeria right now. And before I talk much more about those things, let me quickly let you know that we'd like you to hit on the subscription button for those that are just watching this channel for the first time, as well as the notification bell, to get much more of our videos. So, however, let's go straight to the point. Now, the coup in Niger, ECOWAS chairman, who happened to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I've been saying that the Nigeria or ECOWAS cannot tolerate any form of coup. And barely 2 weeks after then, there was a coup in Niger. Now, the people of Niger have not resisted the coup that took place in that country, but they are, complaining and chanting for the removal of French, trying to push France away from their country. Now they are blaming France for everything that is happening in that country. Remember that there is a beautiful, let me say, good mineral resources in Niger, and a lot of this is being exported to Europe. That is what France and other European countries use to power electricity, and the country is, into serious darkness. Now, let me allow you to watch a little about what is going on in Niger, as protests in Niger right now shows that they want the French government to withdraw their troops and as well as leave their country immediately.
Carrying Russian flags.
We are not against young people raising the Russian flag. It's because they've seen how certain countries in the region are cooperating with Russia, thinking that there's equal treatment, and that's why they've brought out these flags.
A question now is this: if the president, or if the country of Chad, Mali, Burkina Faso also had a coup, but there was no any military sanction to those countries, ECOWAS did nothing or much about their situation, and now they want to, okay, fine, you no longer tolerate that, let's allow the past to be. But why do you want to use military action? Why can't you just stick to the dialogue? They gave them 1 week ultimatum, to restore the democratic elected president of the country. The question now that most people are asking is this: why is ECOWAS so much crying more than the bereaved? The people in Niger don't want this person. They are in support of the military, but why are you saying that they should go this way? Whatever it is, the peace of West Africa is #1 and should not be negotiated. However, let me personally say this, that the West Africa is now going to be used as a battlefield for who controls the world power. It's a battle between the Russian and the Europe and Americans. Are we going to be seeing what is happening in Ukraine repeating itself in Nigeria? Only time will tell. But here are the reasons why Nigeria cannot afford to engage herself in this issue with Niger, as Niger is a problem to Nigeria as a nation. And as a result, the ECOWAS chairman cannot afford to throw its country that sponsors 70% of everything that is being contributed to ECOWAS into a deep problem. ECOWAS armed invasion of Niger Republic is simply a war between Nigeria and Niger because of our proximity. Russia and Wagner may come in support of Niger Republic, and Niger will have to use its own money. Nigeria will have to use its own money to prosecute the operation. Nigeria offers 70% of the budget of ECOWAS. I don't see the US Congress approving any, armed supply for ECOWAS to wage war against another country, except it's a proxy war. where you know that US always come out to make money out of selling of weapons to different parties and all of that. Our boundary states of Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Jigawa, and Yobe will suffer an unglued direct hit in the event of war. If there was no military action to dialogue the military in Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Chad, why that of Niger Republic? There is something hiding, or there is something behind the scene, and Nigerians need to wake up to tell their president not to involve the country into this drama. Why did the American and French military base inside Niger Republic refuse to stop the coup? And now they are encouraging us to go to war. Niger has been helpful to Nigeria in the fight against terrorist group, and the country is currently hosting over 303,000 Nigerian refugees. In the event of war, this can be in danger. Remember, Nigeria have a border with Liberia, and we know what is going on in that place. President Tinubu should not allow himself to be pushed to initiate or trigger a war with a neighboring country and later be left stranded. No West African country has any military capability to start or sustain a war with Niger Republic. Everyone will be relying on Nigeria. We should not carry more than the brief. If the people of Niger Republic don't want military rule, let them fight to remove it themselves. We fought our own military rules, and some of us even went to jail in the struggle. Let them fight their own fight. This was a word from one prominent Nigeria. Saudi Arabia is still bogged down in Yemen after spending hundreds of billions of dollars, which we don't have. The military regime in Yemen is still there, and not one strong nation is contemplating military action. We have a war at home against terrorism. Let's concentrate here. Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea force will likely enter the war to support the Niger Republic, and they will attack Nigeria territory. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must continue to toe the line of dialogue with the military authority in Niger and not war. Having said this, already the Burkina Faso group, how do they call them? The Burkina Faso group and some other country, they met with Vladimir Putin over the weekend, and a request of technical and military assistance has been submitted to the Russian president during their face-to-face meeting and so-called, telephone conversation. To that end, the Burkina Faso and the head of transmission, Ibrahim Torah, the president of Mali, and the rest, they have already agreed to support Niger in case of any military violation. This is something that Nigeria cannot afford to do right now, knowing fully well that we have a war against Boko Haram, we have a war against IPOB, according to them, we have a war against banditry and other kind of crisis within the country.
Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I remain J.